Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is one I have been wanting to make for a while, and it's all about the Miao Miao Freestyle Libre constant glucose monitor converter. Essentially it turns the Freestyle Libre flash glucose monitor into a constant glucose monitor. If you're not sure what the Libre is, I do have a video going all in about exactly what it is, the benefits of it if you're a type 1 diabetic, how you can get one in the UK on the NHS and all that, which I will link here. But essentially what it does is it constantly monitors your glucose, and then you have either your phone or a transmitting device that you get given, but you can also use your phone if you have an iPhone 8 or above. You scan it and essentially it creates a graph of your blood glucose for the last 8 hours, shows you the trends in your blood glucose and all that good stuff. Now the difference between a Libre and a Dexcom, which is a constant glucose monitor, is that a Dexcom is constantly taking this data and sending it to the cloud and then to your phone or your Apple Watch, which means you only have to look at your phone and it will tell you your blood glucose and your trending arrows, whether you're going up or down or staying steady. The advantage of this is that you don't have to scan, obviously, and it is easier to look at, but also it means that you can get alarms to alert you when your blood sugar is going low or high. This is essentially just incredibly useful for a lot of times, for example overnight if you are not very good at waking up when you're low, or if you want to get alerted when you're high at night so that you can correct it and wake up in range in the morning. Also if you generally just aren't good at sensing your lows in general, again if you want to be alerted whenever you go high so that you can correct it. Now the Dexcom is not available to be funded on the NHS in England, except under very few extreme circumstances, if you have completely lost your awareness of hypos. In that case I would always recommend the Dexcom over the Libre, just because, well, obviously the whole thing in that case is funded, and also it means that it's just one piece of kit that you have to carry around. And I have heard from people that use the Dexcom that it is more accurate than the Libre. However, the Libre I would say is largely very accurate and still well worthwhile. Now the Miao Miao, sorry I'm trying to get it in the, not in the sunlight, is this device that goes on top. So the Libre is the little circle underneath. If you can see, there's a slight, like there's two different things here. There's a circle underneath, which is the Libre, and then you have the Miao Miao. And I do have tape on, and I'm going to discuss why shortly, because if you've seen my other videos I don't tend to wear tape, and I'm going to discuss this shortly. But the Miao Miao is this bit that goes on top and then goes here, and essentially the Miao Miao converts the Libre into a constant glucose monitor like the Dexcom. So this means it is constantly sending the data to your phone, and you can get it to go to a smartwatch if you have one, which means you can get alerts for your high and low blood sugars. And I'm going to go into the pros and cons and things that I wish were slightly different, but just as an overview. As someone living in the UK, this cost me £170, including international shipping from China, and that was with a 10% discount code, which I believe pretty much everyone can get, unless it was a limited time deal. But I do have a discount link, which I will put in the description box anyway. So if you're interested, I do have a discount link. It will be in the description box. But that included the shipping, and the shipping is from China, and it says can take up to 2 weeks, but mine arrived within 4 days, so it was actually really quick. Also, one thing to note is, and this is going to sound really horrible, well not horrible, but like, I don't know, it might sound weird, but the website isn't very good, to be honest with you. It looks really dodgy. The English on the website is pretty rubbish, and it makes it look less professional, because I guess if you're making a website for an audience, I would personally always get it translated into that language by a professional person, and it doesn't, like it has been. So I was really skeptical. It looked like a dodgy website, but there have been so many people that had used one before that I decided I would go and take the risk, and it was completely fine. The customer service was really good and it arrived really quickly. So if you're worried about the website looking dodgy, don't worry, it is a legit website and it is, you will receive your product, and it is good, high quality. The only thing about the fact that it is like not based in the UK and it is based in China is that the shipping is expensive, which when you're buying it, so it is a one-off, you don't have to ever replace it. You just buy one and you recharge it. But so obviously to get it to stick on, you have to buy the special double-sided stickers that are the right size, which Miao Miao provide on the website. So when you order it, you get 20. which will last 20 lots of 2 weeks, so 40 weeks, so almost a whole year. So the only thing is, once or twice a year, you will also then have to rebuy the stickers, which themselves are super cheap. They're like a £5, I think, for a pack of 20. But then it's the shipping is about £10 on top of that, so, or 15. It was either 10 or £15. So that is an ongoing cost you're going to have. But again, it's only like £15 once or twice a year. It's not going to break the bank. It's just slightly annoying, and you're just going to have to remember to do it. I haven't yet found anywhere where you can get them like in the UK or not shipped from China. So if you do know anywhere, please let me know in the comments. So once you have it attached, you then basically just have to download an app, and that is how the whole thing works. And there's a super easy instruction guide on the website as to how to put the Miao Miao onto your Libre, and also how to connect the app. Now, Miao Miao don't have their own app. You run the Miao Miao like hardware through a separate company's software, and there are different apps you can download. However, Tomato is the only one that is easily available on the App Store. There are other apps, but you have to download a whole load of computer softwares and that kind of thing to get access to them, and so far I haven't managed to. I know there are like help groups on Facebook and stuff. I have tried to do it, but I haven't yet had success. So if anyone has had success and is like an expert, please let me know, and I'd love to arrange a Zoom call with you or something so I can get it set up. Because Tomato is a good app, but I think these other apps are better, but I personally haven't been able to get access to them as of yet, and I'm going to explain why in the pros and cons section as to why I'd rather get a different app. So in terms of practical things with the Miao Miao, obviously when it arrives you do have to charge it. This takes 2 hours, and it's just like a USB thing that you can plug into like your phone charger or whatever, and then it's like a magnet charger onto the Miao Miao. I don't know if you can see, there's 2 tiny little dots here. You have to be careful that you don't knock out the charger, because it isn't very like well connected. It's just literally magnetic onto there, but it charges quickly, and then the Miao Miao lasts the whole 2 weeks that you have your Libre on. So what I do is when I change over my Libre, I then charge the Miao Miao, and it's all good. There's no extra hassle with that whatsoever, because obviously once it's stuck on, you can take it off and stick it back on, but again that would use up some more of your sticky tag things, and so you'd have to buy them more regularly. And also I am concerned that if I try and pull it off, it might pull my Libre off as well, so I haven't done that. Then like I said earlier, as soon as you've got it put onto your Libre, you then just pair it with Bluetooth. You have to have your Bluetooth on your phone the whole time, and the signal is really good, to be fair, and it has alarms to tell you if you're out of range. So with that being said, I'm going to stop rambling about that now, and let's just get into the pros and cons, and I'll start with the pros because I like to start with the positives. So obviously the main pro is the alarm. So you can set your own target range as to when you class your blood sugar as being low or being high, and then as soon as you go above or below that range, it will alarm you. So you can then correct it however you wish to correct. So how it works is it sends the data to your phone every 5 minutes. So then every time it sends the data, if you're above or below target, it will alarm you. So obviously most of the time it takes more than 5 minutes to correct anything, whether you're correcting a low or a high. But what you can do is you can go into the app and you can click on the alarm section and press the settings and press snooze, and you can snooze the alarm for 15 minutes, half an hour, or 2 hours. So although it is kind of annoying getting the alarms all the time when you're low, you can just turn them off temporarily and then it's fine. And yeah, like I said, you can set your target range, and you can also set what unit you want to measure your blood glucose in. So obviously there's like the American versus the English version in general. So there's the moles versus the mg per, I don't know how you actually say them, but there's one that's like mol, and there's one that's like mg slash something, I can't remember, but I just say them as the English and American version, and I don't know how I've gone this long without knowing what they actually convert to, but you can choose which one you want basically. It also shows you a lot of statistics. Now obviously if you use the Libre and you have the Libre Link app anyway, you get a lot of stats on there. So on the Libre you get your estimated A1C, your number of lows, your percent time in target, and it breaks it down to above, a lot above, below, and a lot below. Your average glucose at different times of day and daily patterns. And then on the Tomato app you get your estimated blood glucose level. It doesn't break it down by time of day, it just does it in total. Oh yeah, so also just to mention, So you can get a premium version of Tomato app, which probably gives you even more data, but I'm not going to pay for it. And this is what I'm just going to tell you what you get on the free version. And on the Libre, it shows you for like each bit of data you can see for the last week, the last 2 weeks, 30 days and 90 days. And the Tomato app, it's the last 3 days, 7 days, 10 days, 15 days. There's basically a lot more time scales you can break it down by. And yeah, so it does your estimated HbA1c, your average glucose. It shows you one thing that you don't get on the Libre, which is your standard blood glucose deviation. So that is how much you deviate from your average blood glucose, which is a really helpful thing to know. And I kind of wish it was on the Libre, because I feel like that's a really good stat that can show you kind of a better overview of your overall diabetes management. Because if you, like I've said this before, but if you can have a really good HbA1c, but you can either have it through having actually steady blood glucose levels, or you can have a good HbA1c because yeah, maybe you're high a lot, but maybe also you're going low really often, and all those lows will bring down your HbA1c. But having fluctuating blood glucose levels is bad for your long-term health, essentially. So what you want is a good HbA1c, but also a good time in your target range, and also a small standard deviation. But the Libre won't show you the standard deviation, but the Tomato app does. It also shows you your percent of time in range, but unlike the Libre Link app, it only does above and below. So it doesn't break it down into slightly above and a lot above, it's just above as a whole category. And then it does also tell you your number of lows in that period of time that you have selected, and the duration of your low blood sugars. But that doesn't actually work, because it's supposed to show you your average duration rather than your total duration. But I think what it actually shows you is your total duration, because it says for my last 90 days, my average duration of hypo is 60 hours. And that's definitely not the case. So I think there's just a technical issue there where it's supposed to show you your average, but it shows you your total. That's all the stats you get given with the Miao Miao. It does take 2 weeks before it will show you these stats. So now let's get into the cons. There are a few. The main one is that it doesn't work if you don't have Wi-Fi. So in order to be getting the alarms, you need to be connected to Wi-Fi or your data, like 4G or something. So that is annoying if you're someone who is often not at home, or not if you don't have access to Wi-Fi in your office, which I didn't have in a previous internship. This just wouldn't have worked, because obviously you don't want to use up all of your data on diabetes, because diabetes doesn't need to take anything else from us, let's be real. So yeah, it doesn't work without Wi-Fi. That's kind of annoying, and this is why I wanted to get one of the other apps, because the Spike app works without Wi-Fi. I just can't work out how to download it. I tried, and it just came up with loads of errors, which is super annoying. So yeah, if anyone can work that out, please let me know. Another thing is, just by looking at it, obviously you don't have to have the tape. I'm going to explain why I do in a sec, but it is just slightly bigger and bulkier. So if you're someone that doesn't like people to know that you have diabetes for whatever reason, or you just want to hide it, it is slightly bulkier, but I mean, it's not that massive. In comparison to my whole arm, it's not huge. But what does happen is it has made it easier to knock off the Libre. So my Libre used to never ever fall off. I do have a video all about how I get it to stay on, which I will link here. But I never ever used to use tape. But since I've had the Miao Miao, my last Libre, I knocked the Miao Miao and it pulled off the Libre as well. Luckily it was only a day early, so I wasn't too annoyed about it. So I have started to wear tape now with having the Miao Miao, just because it does make it slightly easier to knock on clothes and stuff. It's kind of actually a really stupid shape, because it's actually so easy to catch. But yeah, this tape is by Expression Med Tape, and I will leave a link to them in the description box below, because it's just cute. I mean, if you've got to have tape, why not make it cute? The other thing is, with the alarms, you can't set when you want alarms to go off, if that makes sense. So say your target range, so my target range is between 4 and 9, but let's say, for example, I didn't want to be alarmed unless my blood sugar was above 11. You can't do that. It will just alarm you as soon as you go above or below your target range. Again, everything I'm saying is in relation to the Tomato app and the free version. The other thing is, the alarms only work, they work like texts, so they only make noise and stuff if you have your phone on loud and on silent, which is kind of annoying, because sometimes you don't want to be having all of your notifications go off, especially if you're at work. And one of the main reasons why I wanted the Miao Miao in the first place was to be alerted of high blood sugars overnight, so I could wake up and correct them. But then I didn't want to have my phone on loud, overnight, because if you get a message in the middle of the night, I don't want to be woken up by that. Like, whoever has their phone on loud in the middle of the night is a crazy person. So what I've had to do is I have turned off all sound notifications for everything other than like actual phone calls. And so I have my phone on loud all the time now, but it just means that I never have audible notifications for messages or anything, because I can't bother to go through and turn them all on and then turn them all off again. So I just have, if I don't want to hear my Miao Miao alarms, I'll just put my phone on silent, and if I do, then I turn it on loud. But then that does leave room for error. So like last night I accidentally put my phone on silent, and typical, I've been having really good blood sugars for a really long time. I'm going to go into a story time tangent. I've been having really good blood sugars for a really long time. Last night randomly I went like high before bed, and it was taking forever to come back down, and I did it. I rage bolused, like, I regret it, massively regret it. And not only did I rage bolus, but I also accidentally put my phone on silent and turned off my Miao Miao alarms. So I ended up going really low, and I didn't wake up until I was 1.9, and I haven't been that low in probably 4 or 5 years. But the weirdest thing was I didn't even feel low when I woke up, which was kind of scary. I just went, the only way I noticed I was low was because I looked at my phone just to check, and it was like 1.9, and I was like, oh my god. And all I felt was like a bit warm, and then I had massive cravings for chocolate, but I didn't feel low at all, so that was weird. So it is easy to also miss the alarms, which is kind of annoying if you do accidentally put your phone on silent. Main con, I guess, is the fact that it's great technology. I love having the alarms, but the Tomato app isn't the best app in the world. It shows you the standard deviation, which is great, and it provides the alarms, but there's not customization with how, other than putting the alarms on snooze, there's no other customization with when you want the alarms to go off and how often you want the alarms to go off, because obviously no one wants to be alarmed every 5 minutes that you're low, like after the first one, you know? So other than snoozing and the standard deviation and the alarms, it's kind of annoying that it doesn't work without Wi-Fi. It's kind of annoying that you have to have your phone on loud. Having said that, I would still 100% recommend, and yeah, it is a bit expensive, but for me it was worth it, even with these slight annoyances. Like the whole reason behind it was getting the alarms overnight, and I've achieved that. It's just not perfect, but I would recommend the Miao Miao. I will leave links in the description box below to the tape and also the discount link that I have, just to say this is not like affiliated with them in any way. Like anyone can get the discount link on their website, but I thought I'd just leave mine in the description so it's there for you. If you have any questions about the Miao Miao, leave them in the comments below and I will let you know ASAP. And also, if you've had any luck getting the Spike app to work, please again comment below and arrange a Zoom call with me so you can help me. But yeah, that is it for the Miao Miao. I hope this has been useful if you're considering getting it. I'm sorry if you're one of those people like me that is searching YouTube for tutorials on getting the app. This wasn't one of those. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, PS, it's my birthday today on the day of upload. So happy birthday to future me. See you later.